Red Sox fans all over the country in shock this morning. Their team pulled off one of the most stunning collapses in sports history, that's all. They were a lock for the playoffs just weeks ago. And then they lost their final game of the season last night, eliminating them from postseason. And our resident Red Sox loyalist, fanatic, how are you, John? How you doing? How you doing?
So, Robin, I'd say good morning, but that would be an abject lie. The fact of the matter is, it's an awful, awful morning. And let me just thank you all for letting me come in here and share it with you. Really nice. But the fact of the matter is this. The Red Sox not only engaged in perhaps one of the worst collapses in history, it was close to statistically impossible.
And the Baltimore Orioles stun the Boston Red Sox.
Math says this should have never happened. Forget for a moment that the Red Sox were one strike away from winning last night. Forget that the Tampa Bay Rays were losing by 7 runs before this epic home run. But at the beginning of September, the Red Sox had a 9-game lead in the race for the playoffs. For those of you not into sports, that's a lot. At the beginning of the month, one website estimated there was a 99.6% chance the Red Sox would make the playoffs. For those not good at math, that's a lot. But somehow they lost 20 games this month, and that's just a crazy collapse. How crazy? It's like a Death Star getting blown up in Star Wars level of collapse. It's like the ball going through Buckner's legs collapse.
It gets through Buckner.
Okay, that made me feel even worse. Not to mention the Sox have the 3rd highest payroll in baseball, $161 million, which is why so many fans in Boston looked like this overnight, which is why I looked like this overnight. Of course, we're not alone. The Atlanta Braves blew a giant lead this month and choked too, which is why our resident Braves fan, Dr. Richard Besser, looked like this overnight.
Sometimes it's hard to be a fan.
So how are we supposed to overcome our woe? Ask Julie Andrews.
I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel